Welcome to NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One, the third and final day of the Eugene Regional. As the teams get off the buses here at Jane Sanders Stadium, tensions are high for St. Mary's and Mississippi State, the champions of the West Coast Conference, and the Bulldogs out of the SEC, led by the senior Nadia Barbary, who's hoping her career continues to next weekend in Norman, Oklahoma. And St. Mary's, which in 2 trips had never won a game in the NCAA tournament, now has won 2 and needs to win 2 more. Better than a 400 hitter this year, Hannah Ferguson has helped lead their charge. On day 1, it was an extra innings win for Mississippi State over St. Mary's. The Bulldogs had a no-hitter against Oregon yesterday, and St. Mary's rebounded with wins over Idaho State and eliminated the host Oregon, and that sets us up for this regional final. We're so glad you're here with us. Just 2 regionals left, along with the one in LA. Mike Cousins, Kenzie Fowler, we're glad you're here with us. We don't know how many games there are going to be. It could be 1, could be 2. What we do know is we're going to continue to see very good pitching. Elite
pitching in this regional, and there have been a lot of high scorers here on Championship Sundays, and I do not expect that for our regional because of the elite pitching like Alyssa Faircloth yesterday. She has been so good all season long, one of the best, the mid-major transfer, betting on herself, transferring from to Mississippi State for a moment like this, and she showed out. A no-hitter with 10 strikeouts. It came down to the wire, but just so dominant, the lefty was spinning it.
In a year of record-breaking offense around the sport and home runs galore the last couple of days, neither of those have really been the case here this weekend, but there has been very timely hitting for both of these teams.
So much pitching, and so that's going to give you the pitching duel. And we saw extra innings back on Friday where St. Mary's and Mississippi State did meet up, and it took extras. The senior Nadia Barbary was able to walk it off. It wasn't pretty, but everyone's kind of having to earn games like this with the pitching on both staffs.
Tori Cervantes played the hero yesterday for St. Mary's. After the Gales were down 3-0, they played it 4 in the 4th, and this was the go-ahead triple into the right field corner that scored Kaya Silva, and the Gales did not relent. They eliminated the Oregon Ducks. St. Mary's needs to win 2. The Bulldogs need just 1. Let's take this journey together, shall we? First pitch, next. For the first 2 years of her college career, Alyssa Faircloth, who grew up just outside of Tuscaloosa, pitched for the Troy Trojans. A bet on herself has landed her not only in the SEC, but 1 win away from Mississippi State, going to Super Regionals for just the 2nd time, Kenzie.
Well, I was kind of wondering who Mississippi State was going to give the start to in the circle, because they have an ace 1 and an ace 2. Of course, Faircloth is the hot hand. She had the no-hitter yesterday, but they also have Peja Gould if she is needed. And the lefty, she's going to throw mid-60s. The curve to both sides, she's not afraid to go into righties. We'll break that back door to lefties, but it's all about the changeup, and we saw that pitch a lot yesterday.
And here is the St. Mary's starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One. Camille Lara in the leadoff spot has gotten on base 5 times with 3 walks. But the best bat, as it was during the regular season, continues to be Hannah Ferguson. And she's gone 5 for 11 over the course of the weekend and is just 1 hit away from tying the single season record for the program, 2 from breaking it. Has stood since 2000. It's been a remarkable journey for St. Mary's that had made the NCAA tournament only twice before, back in 2010 and 2 years ago, and was 0 for 4 in those 2 trips. And 2 victories yesterday over Idaho State and then against Oregon, especially showing the fortitude when they went down early against a heavy-hitting Ducks lineup and came back to win it.
There's so much to love about this matchup. You think about Mississippi State has not been to a super regional since 2022, and St. Mary's has never been to this day. So either way, there will be an unseeded into supers next week. I think that's just so much fun. It's a great storyline. Of course, taking down a host site, very hard to do.
It was a long and arduous evening under a constant rainfall yesterday. The bunt is down, and the throw from Ernstis. Good rotation by Zion Romero. And Camille Lara is out number 1.
Well, already St. Mary's trying to do a little short game here, knowing how dominant of a pitcher Alyssa Faircloth is and trying to disrupt the rhythm a little bit, test the defense early. This is a very speedy offense, especially at the top of this lineup.
And if you're just checking in for this regional for the first time, that is a game that St. Mary's plays and plays it very well. They'll ask anybody in their lineup in any situation to lay down a bunt, get themselves on base, because the top of this lineup is full of speed. Hannah Ferguson's not only their leading hitter, but she's also their leading base stealer. And hit .422 coming into the NCAA tournament. And around .500 in her first 3 games here.
She just has a lot of tools in her toolbox that she can use, and we've seen her use all 3, whether it's swinging away, slap, or dropping a bunt.
And she strokes that into right center field. Keller dives, can't bring it in. It rolls away from Sells. Ferguson taps the brakes at second base. Great effort from the freshman in center field. Could not bring it in. A double for Hannah Ferguson. She's now 6 of 12 this weekend and has tied the St. Mary's single season record for hits that has stood for a quarter century.
And this is the first hit that Alyssa Faircloth has given up in this regional. And of course, it's Hannah Ferguson. She's a hits machine. She has done it all weekend long. She's done it all season long. And she has a lot of speed, can score very easily at second base.
The loudest bat in terms of power is Sam Buckley, the junior third baseman from Burbank, California, who was their leader in home runs this year, and is ready for this type of moment against a pitcher like Alyssa Faircloth, who led the SEC in strikeouts during their 24 conference games. Because of the schedule that St. Mary's played this year, they face Sydney Peters from Texas A&M, face Morgan Reimer from Washington. Ball in the dirt, Ferguson to third. She is out trying to swipe the bag. Des Rivera's on the money.
Des Rivera is going to be so important in today's matchup. You feel that it's going to be low scoring, and St. Mary's, we talked about their speed, not afraid to push it a little bit.
And Faircloth finishes off a 3-batter first with a strikeout. She gave up her first hit of the weekend and rebounds in perfect form.
Mic check.
Back here in Eugene, Oregon, where we have experienced at least 2 seasons throughout the course of 3 days. A little bit of winter, a little bit of fall, maybe some springtime feel today. It is as comfortable as it has been, which is great for this regional final between Mississippi State and St. Mary's. 3 different options to go to in the circle. Mia Nishikawa is the starter today, who's thrown 3 1/3 this weekend, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs.
Yeah, Coach Garnett for St. Mary's, who is also the pitching coach, calls the pitches, has been sticking to her guns with using a true staff approach. We saw it work yesterday in 2 come from behind backs against the wall wins.
Here's the Mississippi State starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One. Morgan Stiles, 3 for 6 this weekend. Greta Grassel got moved up earlier in the weekend as well. Paid that off with her first career home run. So Mississippi State with that 3-2 win over St. Mary's in 8 innings. It's a game that St. Mary's definitely feels like they should have won. 3 errors in that game, including on the final play of the game, one earlier that helped the Bulldogs tie it up. So it feels like a coin flip coming into this game based on the results of that first one. And then the win to eliminate Oregon with a no-hitter from Alyssa Faircloth. And of course, the big story for Oregon was the first national seed eliminated this weekend, the absence of their best pitcher, their ace, Lindsey Grine, who was unavailable to pitch with an eye infection. So that raised the burden on the rest of their staff and certainly changed the trajectory of their season, as their aspirations were to return to the World Series.
I thought Nishikawa looked great yesterday in her relief work against Oregon. Threw a lot inside, worked that rise ball, and used that changeup kind of sparingly, but when she needed to throw it, she did. And I think it's important to continue to show that pitch.
That's a hard hit ball past Buckley down the third base line. Morgan Stiles 4 for 7 this weekend.
And I know we were talking about the no-hitter from Alyssa Faircloth, but do not forget how solid this Mississippi State offense looked yesterday. And I think everyone in our sport knows how capable this team could be if the offense comes alive. And you know what? Morgan Stiles, she has had a red-hot bat, and you love to see that in that leadoff spot, setting the tone, keeping the momentum going.
Throughout the year, though, the offense, you would never say was their calling card necessarily, not on a consistent basis, as they were second to last in the SEC in runs scored, near the bottom of the league in terms of average and on base and in terms of slugging. So the thought has always been they'll be carried as far as their pitching can take them. And already something good to start here with Morgan Stiles at first base for Greta Grassel. Wouldn't call it a luxury, Kenzie, that St. Mary's comes in with 3 different options to be able to start a game here this weekend. The freshman Maddie Hahn started 2. Odie Vasquez started another, so Nishikawa making her first start here in this regional. But it is different than what most teams at their level have. It's a backhand from Cuttinelli for 1, and the turn to first by Zabat is not in time for a fielder's choice.
Slow developing play here, trying to turn 2. And Cuttinelli just a little bit on her heels, waits for that ball, which is what allows Greta Grassel, who runs well from the left side, to just beat that out at first base.
Here's Nadia Barbary, 2 for 8 in their 2 games. One of those hits a home run. And she gives this one a ride out toward left field. Lara's retreating. It's a second home run of the weekend for Nadia Barbary. 2-0 Bulldogs. It's a broccoli bomb for the Bulldogs.
This is almost the exact hit that we saw from Nadia Barbary a couple of days ago, where she did have a solo shot. It's so tough to beat her inside. Her hands clear so well. That ball really is not a strike. It's not a bad pitch, but you just have to know the tape. This is the exact hit that she saw on Friday, and she gets it again. And she doesn't miss. This is a senior that's locked in. She wants to go to supers, and this team offensively, we know how good their pitching is. 2 is a huge number in the first inning.
Big contributor, and it leads to a pitching change for St. Mary's. So Mia Nishikawa faces just 3 batters, allows 2 runs. And as they need to win just 1 game here to move on, they're off to a great start. The party is on in the Mississippi State dugout. They need just 1 win today. St. Mary's needs 2 to move on to Super Regionals as Oklahoma waits next. The Sooners will play at home next weekend. Ella Thurman pitched the 3rd most innings for the Gales this year, but today is her first NCAA tournament appearance.
And sticking with the staff approach, Coach Garnett not afraid to empty the bullpen. We saw it yesterday. It worked. Backs against the wall. 3 different arms. Remember, this is a team that has the West Coast Conference Pitcher of the Year on the staff, the senior, who was really good yesterday, but was in relief, was well rested, was used intentionally. And she doesn't get the start here today.
Odie Vasquez closed out the game yesterday. The freshman Maddie Hahn started. Mia Nishikawa, who just came out, went 3 1/3. And Vasquez was up in the bullpen majority of that game, ready to go whenever she was needed. And in her 3 1/3, she allowed just 2 hits, 1 unearned run, walked 3, and struck out 3. So it's a slightly unconventional strategy from what we normally see, where most times the ace would start in this situation for the team that needs to win this 6th game of the weekend to force Game 7. No doubt Sonia Garnett has her reasons for doing this, and you'd imagine one is that nobody's seen Ella Thurman pitch this weekend.
Yeah, I've kind of mixed feelings about it, just knowing that there is an ace in the bullpen, and she's one of the best arms on the West Coast. And if you don't have her pitch today, you have no chance of really, in my opinion, getting to that 2nd game, because she is your best option in the bullpen. But of course, the coaches know everything. There might be some details that we don't know, but just on paper, it's shocking not to see her get the start. And it's also one of those things where I've talked to a lot of coaches over the years, and coaches will strategize it where we're not just here to win a game. We want to win the whole thing in advance. And if the best option for us to advance is to have a healthy Odie in Game 2, well, then we need to roll the dice a little bit in Game 1 and see if we can get to Game 2 and get out of this regional and get to a super. And it worked yesterday.
It's a different ask, though, for the offense today, going up against Alyssa Faircloth. Line drive on a 3-2. Backhanded well by Tori Cervantes. Back-to-back base hits. Ishikawa gave up the homer, and Zayan Romero comes through with her second hit of the regional. Here comes Kinley Keller. Freshman from New Braunfels, Texas. Had long wanted to come to Mississippi State, made one official visit, and called it a wrap after that. She knew Starkville would be home for the next 4 years.
This is a hitter that has gotten better with every game she has played this season. The only freshman in the lineup has been moving up in the lineup as well.
Those have been the small tweaks this weekend by Samantha Ricketts. Player up here, there. As now they've reached the 40 win mark, 40-18 for the first time since 2008. They continue to reach new plateaus under Samantha Ricketts. Mia Zabat to second for one, and the relay to first is not in time. Second fielder's choice of the inning, and there are two down. Plate umpire Jim Bertuzzi going over to chat with Samantha Ricketts and Tyler Bratton. What do we got?
There was an illegal pitch on the play. Mississippi State has elected to take the penalty, which is to bring the batter back to home plate and the runner back to first. No out on the play.
So that was just a quick conversation to get what the selection was going to be from Mississippi State.
It's a tough break for St. Mary's. I think you've got your second out on the board. Looks like right foot, and you can see there's a little step there. It's hard to see on that angle if she breaks the plane of the rubber. Look out. The ball went into the dugout.
Well, at least they've got Broccoli to keep them safe. Seems to be everybody's all right. First illegal pitch of the weekend here. Did have one clock violation yesterday. That was on St. Mary's Hannah Ferguson, not getting into the box in time. And the 2-2 pitch ends up with a second out anyway. Keller retired by Sam Buckley. Quite a ride for Mississippi State to end up here. One win away from Super Regionals for the second time ever. First time since 2022 when they got out of Tallahassee, eliminating Florida State, and ended up at home in Starkville against Arizona. For the Bulldogs, who this year were picked 11th in the 15-team SEC. Ahead of them, South Carolina, and Alabama as well. Alabama, the #1 overall seed. They'll be at home next weekend. South Carolina will play later on tonight against UCLA. But really, they're underway now. Tie ball game, top two.
I was gonna say, we've been going kind of back and forth with the LA Regional. We'll see who the last game standing is.
You trying to win that battle?
Yeah. Winner gets some broccoli.
I was hoping for ice cream.
But that's not on theme. Gotta stay on theme. And we are all in on broccoli in this regional.
Count is even 2-2 on the left fielder Morgan Bernardini. Mississippi State's 20th postseason appearance and 3rd straight year in the NCAA tournament. State starting 2-0 in a regional, which they had not done in quite some time. Got to go back to 2000 for that. Buckley across the diamond for the 3rd out, but Nadia Barbary, who's got 3 hits this weekend, 2 of them have gone yard, including here in the 1st.
A very big swing for Mississippi State. Remember, this team spun a no-no yesterday. They don't need a ton of offense. Well, they just got a big 2-run shot in the 1st inning from their senior.
The NCAA Softball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
If you'd like to support your local grocer, I did today. For $7.48, 4 head of broccoli. And we went out to visit Jim, the broccoli guy, who has been out in the center field bleachers the entire weekend. And that is not hyperbole, Kenzie. He has been here for every pitch of every game.
We got to go talk to him, and a super nice guy. It was actually really fun. He was working up a sweat because it was already 1 hour into BP, and he was dancing away. The DJ is here at James Sanders Stadium, and he's a huge softball fan. He said, softball fits my vibe. And that's pretty much all you need to know.
Alex Cudinelli leading off here for St. Mary's. My biggest question was, what made broccoli the vegetable of choice? And it's got a natural handle. Cauliflower comes in a great shape, but it doesn't have the stem that broccoli has. This is the first time we've seen him eat this weekend, by the way.
No, it really is. I'm happy to see that. My sister texted me and she was like, is this a filibuster situation? Do I need to go, tap in for him and give him some rest?
No, he's tireless.
Yeah, he is not sitting down for anyone. But we have to fuel so we can dance.
So we made the trek out there to the center field bleachers about an hour before first pitch. And I think this is the best day of my life. Truly. I'm floating today.
Well, I just love everyone's bought into the broccoli because it has been with us all weekend.
And you can't miss it.
You cannot.
So we donated 2 head of broccoli per dugout. Somehow, the Bulldogs have ended up with much more than that. So don't know if somebody ended up going to the grocery store as well. But in the interest of equal distribution, we went 2-2 to both dugouts.
we looked down before the game, and Mississippi State, all of a sudden, everyone has broccoli. And we were like, wait, how many did we give them? We just gave them 2, right? So someone went to the store, probably a mom. Like I said, committed to the bit. If you're going to do something, do it right.
Dugout props this weekend have been elite here. Cardinelli in a good battle. But it's Faircloth who comes away the victor with her second strikeout.
Good look at the changeup here from Alyssa Faircloth, one of the best in the nation. She's one of the best strikeout pitchers in the nation, and it's because mostly of that changeup. She sets it up so well, whether it's her curveball, and yesterday it was the best I had seen Alyssa Faircloth spin her rise ball up in the zone. So a really nice addition to just kind of mix that in with her curveball that she's very comfortable throwing to both sides of the plate. But it's all about that changeup. You're going to see that changeup at least once a batter. Stats say probably twice.
One-on-one to the freshman catcher Andrea De La Rosa, who's been excellent at the plate. 4 hits, 9 at-bats this weekend. We got to talk to Alyssa Faircloth after the completion of the no-hitter yesterday, which she knew. After the last out, hands in the air, immediate celebration. And she said there was really no conversation with her pitching coach, Taryn Mowat-McKinney, throughout the course of the game. And it makes sense. You're locked in. You trust the pitch calls. You just keep nodding your head, and everything keeps going right.
Well, getting to know Alyssa Faircloth a little bit, she's one of those pitchers, and she's very comfortable saying this, I do not like to watch film. I trust my pitching coach. I trust Coach T to call the pitches. I'm bought into whatever she wants. I will throw it with conviction. But don't give me information because I don't need it. She said it clouds my brain. I just like to be reactive. I like to be calm. And there's something to be said for that. With so much information at our fingertips, any second you can go online and find a scouting report on any pitcher or any hitter. And sometimes that can get overwhelming. And remember, this is her first year pitching at this level. It was at a mid-major last season at Troy, and so you level up a little bit. The competition, of course, in the SEC, we're seeing it. How many of SEC teams are advancing to the Super Regionals? So it just speaks to the competition that Alyssa Faircloth has had to face for the first time in her career. And she says, let's just go. You call it, I'll throw it. And it's working really well.
She struck out 3 in a row, and with that last strikeout, tied the Mississippi State single season record, 250 strikeouts this year. So she is tied with Allison Owen, who set that mark in 2013. Welcome to Regional Final Sunday here in Eugene, Oregon. It's St. Mary's, the champions of the West Coast Conference, Mississippi State out of the SEC, and the Bulldogs with a 2-0 lead over the Gales. Nadia Barbary with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first inning. The situation today, Mississippi State needs just 1 win as they've gone 2-0 this weekend to move on to Super Regionals. They would go to Norman, Oklahoma, and St. Mary's, which had never won in 2 prior trips to the NCAA tournament. They were 0-4. Yesterday eliminated the host Oregon, a big upset as the Ducks were the first national seed eliminated. So St. Mary's needs to win 2 today in a double elimination format to go to Super Regionals for the first time. Mike Cousins, Kenzie Fowler, former Arizona standout in the circle, here with you in Eugene. Sun is shining as the stars have been as well. Alyssa Faircloth, the start today in the circle, the first-year transfer from Troy, led the SEC in strikeouts during conference play, and threw the second no-hitter of her career yesterday against Oregon. She's off to a great start here. She struck out 3, now make it 4, which is the new Mississippi State single season record with 251. It's the second meeting of the weekend for Mississippi State and St. Mary's. An absolute nail-biter where St. Mary's was in the driver's seat On Friday night, they committed 3 errors, and that opened the door for Mississippi State to walk off with a win in extra innings on a Nadia Barbary base hit to right field. Mississippi State then no-hit Oregon yesterday, and St. Mary's took care of business against Idaho State. The Gales were down early against Oregon, rallied back with 4 runs in the 4th, added on a triple by Tori Cervantes to win it, and now it's Mississippi State here in the lead 2-0, courtesy of Nadia Barbary, who has had 3 hits this weekend, Kenzie, and 2 of them have been over the fence.
Well, you take a look at all of those scores in our regional, and if you think about the scores that we're watching just today on Championship Sunday, they're high-scoring regionals, not ours. Ours has been all about pitching. So the fact that Nadia Barbary, again, has her team up in the first inning with a home run, we saw her do this on Friday. It was a solo shot. This home run is a 2-run shot. And we saw Alyssa Faircloth spinning a no-hitter yesterday. Peja Gould was a strikeout machine back on Friday. That may be enough for Mississippi State, who has one of the best pitching staffs, including Alyssa Faircloth, who's one of the best pitchers in the nation right now. So 2 runs is huge for the Bulldogs.
And you get to the 3rd inning, the 4th inning, going, something dominant is happening here. She was doing against one of the top 16 teams in the country as seeded by the selection committee, and she got the job done with 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, it was the best that I have ever seen Alyssa Faircloth throw her rise ball. Of course, we know how good her changeup is, spinning a curveball, but the fact that she had that upstairs pitch to set everything up just allowed for this celebration, the no-hitter. It was truly impressive to watch.
Samantha Ricketts has continued to lead this team to new heights. Super Regionals as a host in 2022 after they eliminated the number 2 national seed, Florida State, which at that time was the first time that a number 1 or number 2 seed did not get past regionals. We saw that happen to Texas Tech or Texas A&M last year. And on the other side, Sonia Garnett, who earlier this week signed a 6-year contract extension, 2-time West Coast Conference Coach of the Year, and each time she's won that award, her team has gone to the NCAA tournament back in 2024. And again, this year, one of the best pitchers in the history of Division II softball. She pitched at San Francisco State. So all that's to say, anything is possible here as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. And Mississippi State is the home team, so they'll be coming to the plate with the bottom 3rd of their lineup. The other story we're following right now is the pitching situation for St. Mary's. They have on their roster the 2-time West Coast Conference Pitcher of the Year, Odie Vasquez, who did not start this game. Mia Nishikawa, who was a junior, started, faced 3 batters, and exited after giving up the home run, and gave way to the sophomore, Ella Thurman, who threw the 3rd most innings on the team this year, but also gave up the most hits.
It's been a all hands on deck situation. We saw Maddie Hahn right there in our frame, the freshman, pitch very well yesterday in St. Mary's. Backs against the wall, back-to-back elimination games. Wanted to make sure that they used as many pitchers as they could so that Odie Vasquez could come in late in the games and shut the door, which they did, and it worked perfectly. Also keep in mind, Coach Garnett, you talked about how she was a pitcher herself, so she is the head coach for St. Mary's, and she's also the pitching coach. She calls the pitches, and she has a pulse on what is going on in that bullpen. Without a doubt, though, that's the star of the show for St. Mary's.
Two and two on the senior Kiara Sells. Count runs full. In on the hands, and It's ruled by Jim Bertuzzi, the home plate umpire, to have hit her hand. So Sells takes first base.
I think Coach Garnett for St. Mary's is going to come out and have a conversation about this. The St. Mary's dugout thought it was a foul ball.
Always the possibility that it did hit the knob of the bat. The home plate umpire in that situation, more than likely, is going based off the sound. Was it a ping or a thud? So as the discussion over onomatopoeia concludes there, looks like it'll end with disappointment for St. Mary's.
Full count, ball's coming in tight. That's tough to see. I'm not sure what I saw.
I saw a ball carom, but I don't know what it hit off of necessarily.
Not sure what it hit off of.
But if it didn't hit her hand, she did a great job of selling it to take first base. The eponymous action from Kiara Sells to first. Bunt down from Paige Ernstis. So the sacrifice moves Sells into scoring position. Already 2-0 Mississippi State. That'll bring up the catcher, Des Rivera. As Samantha Ricketts went into the portal this offseason, they knew their biggest priority was going to be pitching. But the number 2 item on that agenda was finding catchers. And that proved to be a little bit trickier. But they really ended up with a good one. Rivera, as a freshman back in 2022, got 9 games of postseason experience and ended up in Oklahoma City as an Oregon State Beaver and spent the last 2 years at the University of Iowa.
It just so happens, has a former teammate in the other dugout. Des Rivera, of course, like you just said, was on that Oregon State team that went to the Women's College World Series. Well, the hitting coach for St. Mary's is Frankie Hamoudi, who was also on that team. It's kind of weird how the softball world works, and everyone can go their separate ways and then meet here at the regional final.
Feels like it gets smaller every day, doesn't it? Going to the portal is just part of being a college head coach now. Re-recruiting part of your team every year. And they brought in Anna Carter as well after they lost Jessie Blaine to graduation. And Ella Wesolowski went into the portal, ended up at Florida.
And Coach Ricketts said, I saw 3 pitches of her film. He said, yeah, but I'm going to give her a call. She's a cannon behind the plate. It's been a nice balance between her and Alyssa Faircloth and Paige Gold.
Rivera rolls over on it, and after Buckley whiffed on it, good reaction time from Zabat to get Rivera. Yeah, the pitching pickups were a totally different story, where it sounded like she almost had a formula for what she was looking for, going back and looking back over what transfer pitchers had done, moving up from mid-major schools to power conference schools over the last 4 or 5 years. And I think part of that, too, was welcome to college sports in 2026, going to the administration and saying, here's the budget I need, here's my justification for that. And it's probably a lot easier to get your bosses to sign off on something if you can lay out a spreadsheet and say, here's my data, here's who I'm going after.
Well, and it worked out, right? We're in a regional final. And the goal was to not just pick up 1 arm out of the portal, but to pick up 3, and that's exactly what they did. We don't talk enough about Layla Amon, the number 3 arm on the staff, who is tremendous in her own right. We have not seen her this weekend. It's been, light work when you're in that winner's bracket and you have a pitcher on your staff throwing a no-no.
They'll-
If they were to need to go deeper in the bullpen, they are very capable.
They'll hope in the most complimentary way that she doesn't pitch this weekend. And speaking of pitching, when we go to the third, we'll check in with Sonia Garnett, the head coach of St. Mary's, and get insight onto what her strategy is today with the usage of their pitching staff. Mississippi State 2-0 lead, a 2-run homer in the first inning for Nadia Barbary is the difference right now. Thurman's been trying to work away against right-handed batters, neither getting the zone nor the whiffs that she wants. She comes back inside and gets a deep fly ball to left field. Camille Lara, a little twisted up, but nevertheless reels it in. So the inning is over. Hit by pitch, no problem. We'll hear from St. Mary's when we come back. Softball regionals here in Eugene, Oregon, presented by Capital One. It's the regional final. Mississippi State with a 2-0 lead over St. Mary's. The head coach of the Gales is Sonia Garnett. Well, you've got a lot of pitching options to choose from today. Can you give us insight onto what your plan was coming into this game of how you want to stack your pitchers today?
Yeah, so we just wanted to buy outs, and I think Nia threw really well yesterday. And Ella has a really fresh arm right now, and she's hitting good spots. So we're just trying to buy some outs and see what we can do on the defensive side.
Coach, when we talked to you when you were in your last regional back in 2024, you talked about your team being excited to be here. I think maybe a little bit different this year, would you say?
Yeah, I think we're determined. I think we've come out to play, and we're just trying to make adjustments throughout our games and show what we're about.
Thank you, Sonia. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
There's a Go Gales in there. I heard it. She got it in.
It's legally required, by the way. I always like to translate that to everyday life. You're like, you know, go steam fitters, just in your everyday job. You had to do it every time you hung up the phone. Go custodial workers. College sports is the best, isn't it?
Go broccoli. That's what I'm saying.
Go produce stockers. It really is. I'd never considered it. The vegetable with the best handle for dancing. going to bring somebody luck today. Taylor Lane cannot figure out the changeup. And Alyssa Faircloth continues to be as dialed in as she has been the previous 2 days of this weekend.
5 strikeouts just at the start of this 3rd inning. One of the best to do it in the nation. She's top 5 in terms of strikeouts this season. Was the SEC Newcomer of the Year. And she just looks like she is continuing to get better before our very eyes. I feel like we're watching her grow. That's the pitch right there that is going to be the separator because of how dominant her changeup is as a hitter. I want no business of having to deal with a changeup down around my knees and then a rise ball at 65 around my eyes.
And then when you can't make a decision, you get frozen on a pitch down the heart of the plate. She's faced 9 batters and struck out 6.
That's exactly what it does. Where am I supposed to look? Am I supposed to protect low? Am I supposed to protect high? And then what does Faircloth do? Just spin a curveball right on the corner. It's paralyzing.
So 1 hit for the first 9. Best strategy is what? You have to sit on 1 pitch and hope you connect on it?
I would look hard first pitch. And if you're fooled, that's okay. And that's one of those things when you're facing as dominant a pitcher as Alyssa Faircloth is, you have to be okay as a hitter to look silly. And I'm going to sell out on 1 pitch. Right, you get 2 pitches to really sell out on. And then you have to protect if you get 2 strikes.
Laura just gets a piece of it to stay alive. Keep in mind, yesterday with the no-hitter, she struck out 10. And here hasn't completed 3 innings. And with 1 more pitch, could have her 7th strikeout of 10 batters. Seventh strikeout for Alyssa Faircloth. 2-0 Mississippi State. She continues her dominance here in Eugene.
There is nothing like the Women's College World Series.
Super Regionals first next weekend, and we are almost all the way there for the field of 16 teams. We started with 64 this weekend. 3 national seeds eliminated here in regionals. Oregon last night, Florida State and Texas A&M earlier today, and only 2 spots to go. UCLA right now battling against South Carolina. The winner there will face UCF with the Knights and Supers for the second time. And the winner of this regional, Mississippi State needs 1. St. Mary's needs to win 2 today. We'll head to Norman, Oklahoma to take on the Sooners, who have won 4 of the last 5 national championships. And with the success that the SEC had, all 12 teams that got a bid to the NCAA tournament at least advanced to the regional final. You've got some interesting matchups. Alabama will play LSU. They did not meet during the regular season. Neither did Tennessee and Georgia, who are set to square off in Athens next weekend for Supers. And of course, if Mississippi State wins, they didn't play Oklahoma this year.
So some conference on conference crime will be happening.
Grassel with a slow roller, and a Buckley bullet is the first down here on the home third. You mentioned it in our conversation with Sonia Garnett, just about the different mindset for St. Mary's this year. It's clearly been evident in the way that they've played. We were there in Stanford 2 years ago when they reached regionals for the first time since 2010. They actually didn't play Mississippi State, which was in that regional.
That's right.
They ended up going 0-2 against Stanford, which had Nyjah Kennedy on that team, and a Cal State Fullerton team that had a player who this year is a grad assistant at Oklahoma State, Megan Delgadillo, before she transferred to Stillwater last year.
It has been really fun to see the growth of the program, just because, you know, personal for you and I, calling that regional, and then a little break last season. Santa Clara got the bid, was in the Tucson regional. And then, of course, St. Mary's right back to it. And so much of this core group was on that team 2 years ago. So the starters kind of have been doing it, feeling the experience, and got a little taste 2 seasons ago when we want to be back there. And then we just don't want to be back. Let's win a game. Let's get to the regional final. And we're watching this team and this program take those steps in real time.
Nadia Barbary at the plate, 3-0 the count after she hit a 2-run homer the first time up. And 4 pitches, will head down to first base. Well, it's been the best place to be all weekend long, and that is on the ESPN app for the 7 Innings live show throughout regionals weekend. We've got 2 laptops in this booth, 1 iPad, and the iPad, when we've not been on the air, has been on 7 Innings live. Every game and every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series, only on the ESPN networks. They were ahead of the broccoli game last night. Tori Vidalis got 2 stalks of broccoli there in studio.
They were stalking our game.
Hey now. They did have access to the ESPN cafeteria there in Bristol, so perhaps
fresh.
A short scamper, yeah, to go get some veggies.
It's just funny how it works, right? Yes, our regionals should be known for maybe upsetting a host side or the elite pitching, but I think if you ask anyone, it's like, oh, that's the regional with the broccoli guy, right? What's going on there?
But nothing if not memorable. He's from Seattle, came here this weekend. And he's got more items on his itinerary, too, for where he's going next. A fully stocked calendar. 2 out. I think there's a good logic in working around Nadia Barbary as well. This is a lineup that does not produce a ton of runs. I'll talk to their head coach, Samantha Ricketts, coming up. She was in a great mood when we went down to the dugout today. We handed her 2 stalks of broccoli, and she goes, I'm going to go find Ali Supan.
Yeah.
that was the right player to hand the broccoli to.
It's so funny because the coaches know exactly who fits what, and she was like, I know who will just be thrilled to have these broccoli stalks. And there she is. There's Ali taking control.
It was into immediate dance moves and then looked out to broccoli guy in center field. They had a moment.
Well, it was really fun before the game. Everyone's warming up. St. Mary's is in right field, Mississippi State in left field, and the music, the pregame music is going, and of course Broccoli guy is already moving, and everyone was just dancing with him.
It may not be 1996 anymore, but we're ready to do the Brock Arena here in Eugene.
Hey. Ooh. This is a good spot.
What have you thought of Ella Thurman so far?
She's been really good at setting up hitters. I think there's a lot of righties in this lineup, only one lefty, and it's been very clear what the game plan is. Go in, get some foul balls for strikes, and then see if you can get that changeup to be called.
She held up on the check swing. It's 3-1. If somebody's going to beat you, just don't let it be Nadia Barbary again. She is at first with 2 out. 3-1 for Keller, who popped out back in the first inning. And pops this out of play to go to 3-2. Payoff is off her bat.
Had a good change up here. I know she didn't get the call a couple of pitches ago, but it was around the zone. Just trust it here, full count.
A rollover, it's deep in the hole, and Zabat puts it in her pocket. Not a chance to make a play there at first base. Mia Zabat was in the heart of the action on Friday in a 2-1 game that St. Mary's led, and a hard ground ball hit her way. It ate her up and went right through the gap into left center field. That allowed Mississippi State to tie the game, the second of 3 errors that St. Mary's committed in that game. Could have been a very different weekend without those defensive mistakes. First and second, Morgan Bernardini, first pitch hunting.
I see Bernardini talking to our home plate umpire, Jim Bertuzzi. Just, would that have been a strike? Because she's fouling it off. Now, of course, it is a strike, but that has been the game plan for the St. Mary's pitching staff. Go in tight. And Mississippi State has been swinging. That's the pitch that Thurman needs, just to bring that up an inch. Well, and after that foul ball, Bernardini really off the plate now. And so I think that's why you've seen back-to-back pitches on the outer half. Just a little cat and mouse here between Thurman and the right-handed hitters for the Bulldogs. And if you go in, you have to go in really tight. And so that's the take right there that Mississippi State needs. That is a ball. We've seen a lot of hitters swing at that pitch and turn it into a foul ball, which then makes it a strike. Because now you're eliminating that inside half. I'm looking away, and I'm going to split that plate, get a big swing off here.
State making their adjustments. And starting with Ryan Romero 2 batters ago, they're going around the lineup for the second time against Ella Thurman, who came out of the bullpen just 3 batters into the game. Runners on the move, 2 out, and the 3-2 pitch is popped up on the infield. And the game of cat and mouse, Thurman declaws Bernardini. 3 in the books, and the Bulldogs in the lead. The regional final here in Eugene, Oregon. It's Mississippi State 2-0 over St. Mary's, courtesy of a Nadia Barbary 2-run homer. And Samantha Ricketts with us now. Well, it's been once in your team's history that you've been to Super Regionals. What was the energy like coming into this game today, knowing you need to just win one?
Well, it's pretty loose, if you can tell what's going on behind me. But they're just a fun group. You know, they want to go out and play for each other. They're finding joy in things outside of softball and knowing that this is a game and that they're going to compete hard for one another.
Well, year one with your junior in the circle was a pretty big one yesterday with that no-hitter, but where have you seen her grow the most this season?
I think just her confidence. I mean, she wants the moment. She wants to really just get out there and have the ball in her hand in these big moments. So it's been fun to see her continue to attack and do what she does all year long.
All right, and before we let you go, we know you want to say hi to somebody who would have, in your younger years, told you to eat your vegetables.
Yes, she would have. Shout out to my mom. She's at home, couldn't make the trip, and just, you know, we're all thinking about you here.
Thanks, Sam.
With the broccoli.
Incredible. And there's younger sis, Kaylani, supporting the head boss. Of course, legendary player, current AUSL, member of the Carolina Blaze, national champion, player of the year. Yeah, supporting the fam.
And oh, how interesting it would be if Mississippi State ends up taking on Oklahoma in the next round.
Oh yeah, that'll be good TV. Do you think they're watching the broccoli shenanigans? I'm sure.
Welcome to the club. It has been a phenomenal start for Alyssa Faircloth. 7 strikeouts. She's ahead 0-2 here on Hannah Ferguson, who has the only base hit of the game for St. Mary's. That was a double back in the first, and she got thrown out trying to advance to third on a ball in the dirt by the catcher Des Rivera. So what adjustments now should St. Mary's be thinking about as they go through the lineup for the second time?
They've got to protect the changeup, and so it always is messing with your timing. You can go in the very front of the box and see if you can catch that pitch early, maybe before it drifts down into the strike zone, but you've got to find a way to take away that changeup. And Hannah Ferguson is going to be the hardest out in this lineup, no doubt. She's one of the best hitters on the West Coast, just a hits machine, has incredible barrel control. You see the movement that she has in the box. She starts in the back and then a little shuffle step.
Tomorrow afternoon, catch some Major League Baseball on ESPN as the Yankees head to Kansas City to take on the Royals. First pitch, 3:30 Eastern from Kauffman Stadium. It's live on ESPN, and you can watch the game streaming on the ESPN app. My goodness. An 8th strikeout for Faircloth, and she has got the Gales tied up in sailor's knots.
What makes this changeup so hard is she throws it at different levels. So in this at-bat, Hannah Ferguson saw the pitch, the changeup low in the zone. So that's kind of telling her mentally, okay, let me just foul it off there. But then Alyssa Faircloth says, here, I'm going to bring it up where your eyes have not been.
Rough estimate, what percentage of the changeups that she's thrown that have been really low? That was obviously a strike no matter what. But the low changes have even been strikes.
I would say half of them. She's thrown a lot of first pitch changeups in this game. Yesterday was more about late in the counts she was throwing changeups.
1-1, shallow left field, and that's the second base hit of the day for St. Mary's. Buckley keeps going. Great base running from the junior Sam Buckley to turn it into 2 bases. She never took her eye off the ball.
Well, Tatum Silva is out in left field, and of course, when you enter the game, the ball is going to find you. And Sam Buckley, we know how speedy this St. Mary's team is. This is the 3-hole hitter who, yes, is their power bat, their extra base bat, but she's also got 16 stolen bases, and so she knows her speed. She sees the bobble out there. It doesn't take much hesitation for her to say, let me stretch this into 2. She can score very easily on just a poke to the grass.
And just like that, a 2-0 lead no longer feels quite as comfortable with the tying run at the plate. Two-base error. Last year, Sam Buckley scored 49 runs, led the league, only to be topped with 50 runs scored by Hannah Ferguson this year. So that 2 and 3 in the lineup, really dangerous. Alex Cudinelli hoping to bring her home. Hitters count, just late to go to 2 and 1. The Gales were dominant this regular season. They won the West Coast Conference by 4 games. For the first time ever, won every conference series during the regular season. We told you earlier, they will bunt anytime, anywhere in the lineup. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I love it. Cottinelli, even in the 4 spot, has speed, 10 stolen bases. And if you see something from Faircloth, maybe picking on Ernstis a little bit at first base, trying to force the issue.
Strike 3 as she climbs the ladder. That's her 9th strikeout, and it's now 19 strikeouts here in this series, or this weekend, and the program record is 20.
Good look at that rise ball just going up and in. It's one thing to throw a rise ball up, but it's another to locate it so perfectly on the hands where a hitter just has no shot. It's almost like you get whiplash watching Alyssa Faircloth going low and slow and then the high heat.
I do admire, though, the somewhat unconventional nature of the way that they have played this weekend. Still haven't seen their ace, Odie Vasquez, here in this game. Sonia Garnett told us earlier, trying to buy outs. Cleanup hitter laying down a bunt with a runner at second base, trying to catch the defense off guard. But what they've not been able to catch is the changeup just yet. 10th game with 10 strikeouts for Faircloth this year.
Well, in the last 3 innings, Alyssa Faircloth has had 3 strikeouts, so she is just feeling it. You need a pitch, she's got it.
Thanks, Alyssa. 2-0 Mississippi State here, bottom 4. At the Jane here in Eugene, Oregon. The host Oregon Ducks eliminated yesterday. And so Mississippi State now needs just one victory to earn their way to play in Norman next weekend against Oklahoma. Sooners winners of 4 of the last 5 national championships. St. Mary's trying to do something they've never done before, and that would be to make a super regional. After Oklahoma eliminated Michigan earlier. 14 of the 16 teams have earned their way to next weekend. And UCLA, of course, the 13 national championships, the standard bearer for the sport. They missed out on supers in 2023, but now looking to make it 3 straight years. And UCF awaits in that slot in the bracket. They're in supers for just the second time. They hosted in 2022, and that's just about the exact same situation for Mississippi State. One trip before, hosted Arizona in 2022. Speaking of Arizona, they did not have a great day in Durham, North Carolina today. Wildcats needed just one win, and Duke stormed back and won twice. So the Blue Devils are on to supers for the 4th time and trying to go to Oklahoma City for the 2nd time.
It's just so tough to do. It's what we saw St. Mary's do yesterday when you're in that loser's bracket and your backs are against the wall. You've got to win 2 to survive. And of course, you make it to Champ Sunday and you have to win 2 to advance.
2 years ago, only 2 teams made it out of the losers bracket to reach super regionals. And last year, the only team that did it was the Oregon Ducks, as they beat Stanford twice on the final day of the 1st round.
Yeah, we still have some Oregon fans hanging around, enjoying some good softball, and that just makes my heart happy, right? We just love our softball fans. The weather's perfect, why not?
And they clearly love coming to games here because they have packed it out all season long. Tomorrow night could decide a Game 7 if necessary in the Stanley Cup playoffs as the Canadians visit the Sabres at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN from Buffalo. And as always, you can stream the game on the ESPN app. Line drive up the middle, and that's a base hit for Kiara Sells to lead off in the Mississippi State 4th.
Well, Mississippi State has had a runner on in every inning. We just have not seen them have those productive outs where they can get that leadoff runner on, move her over, and of course bring her in. It was Nadia Barbary, just the 2-run shot in the 1st.
It's been a defining theme in the 2 games that Mississippi State and St. Mary's have played here this weekend. The smallest of margins deciding things. A walk-off base hit and an error on Friday won it for the Bulldogs. Right now it's 1 swing that's the difference. And Alyssa Faircloth too. She's following up her no-hit performance yesterday, the 2nd of her career, 3rd by Mississippi State this season. She struck out 10 batters in the first 4 innings. Thinking ahead here too, if St. Mary's continues to trail, Ella Thurman keeps it at a 2-0 game, do we see Odie Vasquez?
It would just almost hurt my heart a little bit not to see her. And so I'm looking at my scorebook, and this is the 2nd time through the lineup for Mississippi State facing Ella Thurman, the sophomore.
And then, of course, it can lead you to second guess. Should she have started the game to begin with?
Yep.
When you get to this point in a regional, and it's not as though she was their workhorse this weekend. She was during the regular season. But having pitched throughout the course of the regular season with the workload that she did, going back to your experience when you played at Arizona, certainly there's a fatigue factor at this time of the year. The 2-2 is a line to the left, and that's out number 1. What does the arm feel like on Sunday of regional weekend?
Well, I think it'll feel different for a pitcher that pitched maybe 2 games versus a pitcher like Odie Vasquez, who only threw a couple of innings yesterday. It was in relief. That was her role yesterday. It was very clear what St. Mary's was going to do. They were going to start somebody other than Odie Vasquez, keep the game manageable, and then bring her in the 5th, 6th, or 7th. But she's the best option. She just is the best option for St. Mary's. Throws hard, 65, 66, spins a rise ball, spins a curve ball. And we all know that runs are going to be at a premium when you're facing Mississippi State. It's going to be a low-scoring game. It just is. And you heard what Coach Garnett said, and so maybe there is a fatigue factor because you heard her say that Thurman was fresh. That was something that she told us.
It's a pinch hitter. It's Anna Carter, our other regular catcher, who, as we talked about, they went into the portal this year, got 2 star pitchers, got 2 great catchers as well. Carter, a first-year transfer from Southern Illinois. She's a senior. Last year was the Missouri Valley Defensive Player of the Year. Played her first 3 years with the Salukis. She's down, no balls, 2 strikes. Corners have been hard to get this afternoon.
Well, that pitch looks very different against a left-handed hitter than it does a right-handed hitter. And so Thurman trying to expand the zone, work that screwball. Doesn't get the call.
Comes back on 1-2. It's a chance for a double play. Cudinelli's throw to first is picked by Taylor Lane. After a couple of fielders' choices earlier in the game, they go around the horn to get out of the 4th.
Well, in a game where St. Mary's, the pitching staff, no strikeouts, it's been all about the defense, having the pitchers back. How about a little 5-4-3 double play? Alyssa Faircloth is back at it again. The junior who threw a no-no yesterday already has 10 strikeouts. That's the 10th double-digit strikeout game of the season for the transfer from Troy. made the move, went to the portal. A big pickup for Mississippi State, of course, was the SEC Newcomer of the Year, and the Bulldogs are just riding the hot hand, and you can't blame them. This is a very deep pitching staff. We saw the senior Peja Gould on Friday. She is elite in her own right, but I tell you what, Alyssa Faircloth is pitching at another level right now.
And she's grabbed hold of 2 new Bulldogs records tonight. A single-season strikeout record holder at the school, and now in the NCAA tournament with 22 strikeouts in the regional and counting. That's the new Mississippi State record for a single NCAA tournament. And they are playing for a trip to continue to Super Regionals for just the second time. The first was in 2022. And now with a new ballpark, probably one of the most difficult environments to play in college softball, to go to Norman. She's approached all of this with a degree of humility, because we asked her on Thursday, what was the point at which you knew, coming from Troy, that you were going to be able to be an SEC pitcher, that you felt comfortable? They went back to their first conference series of the year, and it was against Tennessee, which was the hottest team in the country at that point. Great take there by Kaya Silva. It's the second walk that she's drawn today, and the only one to have done that in the lineup. So once again, they'll have the tying run coming to the plate with Tori Cervantes. So she gets the text from pitching coach Taryn Mowat-McKinney. Immediate freak out, because she said, I thought it was going to be Peja Gould who was going to get the start. Either way, one would be going Friday, one would be going Saturday. It was Faircloth. They lost that game in extras, but she struck out 9 batters in 9 innings. And she said, once I got through the first inning against the Lady Vols, that was it. Those 3 outs were out of the way, and I knew that I belonged.
See her shaking off a couple of pitches there, trying to find the pitch that she wants.
Des Rivera, who re-entered after being pinch hit for Call's time. She's fallen behind 2-0 on back-to-back hitters. ESPN is the home of MLB.tv. Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLBTV. Regional final here in Eugene, Oregon. Mississippi State needs 1 victory to claim the regional. St. Mary's needs to win this game to force a winner-take-all Game 7. Something has been a little bit different here in this inning for Faircloth, hence the visit to the circle by her catcher and now her pitching coach.
Had changeup, slow in the zone, not finding that strike zone. And credit Kaya Silva. Yes, walks, but on base in both of her at-bats. We saw Silva come in as a pinch hitter yesterday, so was not slotted in the original starting lineup on Friday or on Saturday, and just kind of has slowly worked her way into the lineup.
It's 2-0 to Tori Cervantes, who had the go-ahead triple last night in St. Mary's upset win that eliminated Oregon. Second time she squares to bunt and didn't offer at it, so it's 3-0. It's not a home game for St. Mary's, but it sounds like one at the moment. It's ball 4. Back-to-back walks. The best offensive inning St. Mary's has had against Faircloth, who struck out 10 and now walked 2 in a row.
Well, we were just talking about how she was cruising, 10 strikeouts, and then in 2 batters, just seems to have lost her control. You see the thumbs up there from the senior. I'm good. I'm ready to go.
Taylor Lane takes a strike. There is no drop-off. Going to the bullpen with Peja Gould. A transfer from Chattanooga. Taylor Lane struck out swinging, her only time up. Looking to bunt, pushes to third. Barbary charges and throws on target. It's a great sacrifice to give the Gales 2 runners in scoring position. And a base hit could tie things up here in the 5th.
That was not an automatic sacrifice. That was a pitch up at her eyes. Taylor Lane, the senior, was able to execute perfectly.
And don't rule out another bunt attempt with a runner at third. Mia Zabat swings away. This is not deep at all, and Kinley Keller has the strongest arm probably in this regional among outfielders. So just like that, there are 2 down.
A little surprised at swinging first pitch there. In an inning where you see your teammates in front of you with back-to-back walks, this is the best opportunity that St. Mary's has had all game. You have a runner at third base. You can't rule out a pass ball. In my opinion, in that situation, I'm taking until I see a strike from Alyssa Faircloth.
Started the 3rd time through the order. Comes back to Camille Lara, who also goes after the first pitch.
You have to recognize as an offense, when you see a pitcher all of a sudden start to struggle with the strike zone, keep that pressure on her. Sometimes as a pitcher, if I'm struggling and I see a hitter swing aggressively, it kind of allows me to take a breath, reset, okay, back to it.
And if you know you've got a pitcher struggling, you got to be thinking she's going to try and get one over the plate just for her own confidence to try and get ahead in the count. And now she's ahead 0-2. And the danger red light is flashing, searching for her 11th strikeout.
It's a great take. If someone knows the strike zone, it's Camille Lara. She is a walks machine, very confident in her strike zone.
Down 1-2, and she gets punched out. Faircloth fired up as she heads to the dugout. She walked 2, stranded 2, and keeps the Gales off the scoreboard.
Oh, that's got to feel so good for Faircloth. There was a little adversity in that inning, and she doesn't get the call on the changeups, but she doesn't give up on it. Goes right back to her best pitch for the strikeout looking.
And a record year continues in Los Angeles, and the year of the home run. A 2-0 game that may have felt close for the Gamecocks all of a sudden is a very different story, with UCLA needing just one victory to move on to Supers. Or they take on UCF. Here it's Mississippi State, the team that needs one victory. And Alyssa Faircloth has struck out 11 St. Mary's Gales. Morgan Stiles up for the third time. Rounds out to start the last of the fifth. I just love how much fun they have in the studio.
Good place to be. And, you know, we talked about this a little bit yesterday with all of the games that were going on and seeing some of the looks, you know, at the headquarters of how many screens of games are going at one time. Little whip around coverage.
Another one to Zabat. 2 quick outs. So Ella Thurman has been getting the job done here after she came in replacing Mia Nishikawa, who was taken out after giving up the 2-run home run in the first to Nadia Barbary, and that has been all the scoring to speak of today. The Gales had their best chance at scoring in the fifth. Runners at second and third with 1 out. They are in their first regional final, had never won in 2 previous NCAA tournaments. And yesterday got wins over Idaho State and Oregon to earn their way here. Of course, the headline for the Ducks was the unavailability of Lindsey Grine, who had a left eye infection, wore a covering over that eye, and watched and cheered her teammates on, but did not participate here in the regional.
Barbary down 0-2 here with back-to-back pitches on the outer half. She is not going to see a pitch on the inner half. She's going to have to go get it.
Her last plate appearance, she walked on 4 pitches, and here it takes 3 to get her out. Time is winding down, but the Gales have their best hitters due up in the 6th.
Exclusively on ESPN, 40-plus NCAA championships. Confetti rains. Nets are cut. Joy erupts. Hardware is hoisted. History happens here on ESPN, home of NCAA championships.
And the start of summer means it's time for the Women's College World Series. It starts high noon Eastern, Thursday, May 28th in Oklahoma City. For more information on the 2026 Women's College World Series, visit NCAA.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Intrigue abounds here as we go to the 6th. And Mississippi State has a 2-0 lead. And with one pitch, Alyssa Faircloth has one out. And that may be the biggest one yet to get Hannah Ferguson, the best hitter in the St. Mary's lineup.
It's a huge out. And not just so to keep her off the base paths, but I feel like every at-bat that Hannah Ferguson has had has been long, putting the pressure on Alyssa Faircloth. And she erases all of that speed with one pitch.
Single game high for Mississippi State. Strikeouts is 14. Their NCAA game record is 13. Last touched in 2014. But Alyssa Faircloth won't care about any records, except for if theirs says 3-0 at the end of this game. And a trip to Super Regionals for just the second time ever. Ball 4 for Buckley. So the opportunities continue to be present here for the 3rd straight inning. Well, great googly moogly. They've got energy in the studio for 7 innings live. It's on the ESPN app, taking you down to the final 2 games of the regional round. It's UCLA ahead of South Carolina, Mississippi State ahead of St. Mary's. All the action is available on the ESPN app. How patient is Alex Cudinelli willing to be here after striking out her first 2 times?
I think Coach Garnett is asking if Cudinelli was hit on her back arm.
This is Jim Bertuzzi.
The ruling on the field is the batter did not get hit by the pitch. St. Mary's is challenging that ruling.
And like we saw earlier this weekend from Sonia Garnett, it's a bit of a Hail Mary ask to have the review here, which the umpires can initiate, and they do here starting in the 6th inning. She did that on an obstruction call earlier in the weekend, which wasn't particularly close, but worthwhile, because if you do get the outcome your way, it could change the trajectory of the inning and in turn the game.
Oh, it's tough to see there. And you're wondering if Cudinelli said something to Coach Garnett. Maybe.
And it becomes more difficult to tell as the ball goes into Rivera's glove because she's trying to frame it and bring it back toward the strike zone. Where if there was a carom, you'd see the ball change directions, but
we don't have the angle.
Impossible to decipher there. And you need indisputable video evidence to change the call on the field. So the day for St. Mary's, they got a double from Hannah Ferguson in the 1st inning. Kaya Silva walked with 2 out in the 2nd. They went down in order in the 3rd. Sam Buckley reached on a 2-base error in left field in the 4th. And last inning was their most productive. Back-to-back walks to start the inning. A sacrifice bunt got runners to 2nd and 3rd. And then back-to-back outs ended the inning. Here it's Sam Buckley at first base after a walk, and Alex Cudinelli waiting to see if she'll be going to first base.
Yeah, you could see in the replay that Cudinelli definitely thought that she had been hit because right away she turns to the home plate umpire. It's just really tough because the 2 angles that we're looking at, it's almost impossible to tell.
Everything that Mississippi State has done this weekend, they've done in sync. All right, we've got a call. It's Jim Bertuzzi.
The ruling on the field stands. The batter did not get hit by the pitch. That's St. Mary's first challenge The count is 1 ball, no strikes.
So that was a Gales initiated challenge. Just 80 pitches in for Faircloth, who's got the Bulldogs 5 outs away from moving on to next weekend. One ball, 1 strike. What's the calculus here with a fast runner at first base? A pitcher who's thrown a lot of balls below the knees of trying to take a base. But also there's a significant downside to it.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but with the pitcher that Alyssa Faircloth is for St. Mary's, you have a base runner. Just keep it at that. Let's be happy with having a base runner and not push the issue. There's been few and far between opportunities.
That's a dozen for Faircloth. She strikes out Cudinelli for the 3rd time.
She's had a strikeout in every inning. She's her own team at the top.
That's incredible. The bullpen was bustling last inning. It is quiet right now. There's value to letting a pitcher work her way into trouble and work out of it too. She's ahead 0-2 on the freshman De La Rosa, who, like Cudinelli preceding her, is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts before coming up here in the 6th. Add another one to the tally. Faircloth more strikeouts than the other 3 teams this weekend, and it's 13 through 6.
Well, there's been limited opportunities for St. Mary's offensively, but every time Alyssa Faircloth has stepped up with that strikeout, the curveball is spinning.
The NCAA Softball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
There have been several Chief Vibes Masters here this weekend. None more prominent than Broccoli Guy out in center field. St. Mary's in on the action today. Mississippi State in on it. Kenzie Fowler in on it. Myself as well. And Ali Supan, who keeps the energy high. The freshman from Phoenix City, Alabama, who went move for move with Broccoli Guy And she is still going. Double broccoli in the dugout. They played shout between innings, and she was there for every beat of it.
I mean, the whole bit is sure cheesy, but I have just been loving it so much. This is what postseason is all about, right? You're at the very end of your season. Everyone is tired. Everyone's trying to rally. We've got Broccoli in center field. We've gotten to know Broccoli Guy because he has been with us every single pitch of the Eugene Regional. And at this point, you just roll with it. Brock and roll with it.
Well said.
Thank you.
Shout out to Ross, too, from the truck who came out to center field to meet Broccoli Guy. It's a rite of passage.
Well, he's a celebrity now. There have been dads out there to go break Broccoli with him, figure out the story, and then, of course, now both teams have Broccoli.
It's a liner for Zayan Romero and a leadoff single here in the 6th. As pitching has been the theme of the regional this weekend, almost all of it exceptional. The story right now for St. Mary's is the way this game started. They had the junior Mia Nishikawa get the start. She gave up a 2-run homer to Nadia Barbary. That's where we are now here in the 6th inning. We've yet to see Odie Vasquez, but this may be her moment. The 2-time West Coast Conference Pitcher of the Year has warmed up, has watched with her jacket on from the dugout. And as Ella Thurman carried them from having just 1 out in the 1st, here to 1 batter in the 6th. It's Odie Vasquez's time. With their season on the line, St. Mary's brings in their best pitcher. It's Odie Vasquez's time in the circle to try and keep St. Mary's within 2. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Gales need to win 2 games today to go on to Super Regionals. This weekend, 12 1/3 innings. She struck out 10 and allowed just 1 earned run.
A 2-time West Coast Conference Pitcher of the Year, the senior, who led the conference in strikeouts and ERA, has been so dominant during her time at St. Mary's. And I've just been waiting for this. It wasn't going to sit right with me if we did not see her at some point in this game. Obviously, hindsight, very easy to say, okay, maybe she should have started. She is your ace. But remember, St. Mary's has to beat Mississippi State twice. But here she is in relief again.
Pinch hitter Abigail Stevens comes through with a single to right center field. Romero takes the turn and she beats the throw, and then behind the play, it's another bag. Stevens takes 2 as Buckley didn't turn around to see her going into second.
And Odie Vasquez, she pitched against Mississippi State on Friday with that game 1 here in the opening day of our regional, so a little bit of familiarity, but a pinch hitter coming in ready. First pitch on time. That is so hard to do. So you're having a little information in your ear, of course, watching some film, talking to your teammates who did have at-bats against Odie, but still, to get your foot down, get your barrel there, it's a nice piece of hitting.
Abigail Stevens had 6 hits in the regular season and comes through here in what the Bulldogs hope will be their last at-bat of the night. Kinley Keller re-entering to run at second base with Romero at third. And Tatum Silva looking to secure insurance. Infield in, looking to cut off a play at the plate.
You can see the velocity uptick with Odie Vasquez, high 60s. Ella Thurman was around 58, 60 miles an hour. Her go-to pitch is that curveball. She'll also break off a rise ball on the outer half, so everything is really going to be about up spin. If you're a hitter against Vasquez, I'm looking top of the zone, starting there and then working my way down.
With Vasquez taking over here, Ella Thurman did an admirable job. 4 2/3, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk. A great line with the season hanging in the balance.
And had not pitched in this regional until that point. And obviously, if this score holds, think about a program that is building on big things. Was in the NCAA tournament 2 years ago for the first time in a long time, and now back. And so there's a lot of staff that will be returning. Ella Thurman, a sophomore. We saw Maddie Hahn, a freshman for St. Mary's. Some young arms getting very meaningful time.
And Mia Nishikawa will be a senior next year with hopes to go to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd time in her career. And the changes coming to the WCC as well. They're going to have a conference tournament. Because right now, if you win the regular season, that's it. And they did that this year, winning it by 4 games. They've run into their toughest test yet here tonight. Vasquez trying to dance around the edges. Was at 0-2, and the count is full to Silva. And this is high. This is deep to right, and it is a 3-run bomb! In the season's biggest moment, Silva sends it yard.
What a swing. And Mississippi State offensively had been very quiet since the first inning. Nadia Barbary had that 2-run shot in the first, and then it was a pitcher's duel since then. So no outs with 2 on. And how about going to your bench? Silva came on to play left field for Bernardini. She stays in the lineup, and what does she do? Just an absolute tank. Off the netting in front of the scoreboard. And that might be it.
Sam Ricketts has pressed all the right buttons today. Her transfers have come through. at every possible moment. Alyssa Faircloth, the transfer from Troy, has struck out 13. Tatum Silva, the transfer from Utah State, has gone yard. Even Des Rivera in the first inning, transfer from Oregon State and Iowa behind the plate, threw out a runner at third after a double. Kiara Sells, another deep fly ball to right. Jane holds it. 1 out.
It's what postseason is going to take, and it's what it's all about. It's the heroes that you don't expect. Yes, you're going to expect Alyssa Faircloth, maybe not to throw a no-hitter, that was amazing, but you expect a good performance and to keep your team in the game. But it's going to take some moments that just kind of come out of nowhere to do something that your team hasn't done in a long time and break through that regional final and get to a super.
Tomorrow afternoon, it's Major League Baseball on ESPN from Kansas City as the Yankees visit the Royals. First pitch, 3:30 Eastern. Catch it live on ESPN. The game's also available streaming on the ESPN app. (5-0) Mississippi State. Nadia Barbary with a 2-run home run in the first. Tatum Silva with a 3-run homer here in the 6th.
Yeah, she loves it. She's like, I was liking the 2 runs. I am loving the 5 runs. Thank you very much.
Can't help but think about the journey that Odie Vasquez has been on to get to this point. She's already thinking about her next step. She has plans to play overseas in Italy. She gets a pop-up here behind second base for the 2nd out of the inning. A pitcher who very much had to pave her own path. Did not have the usual support system around her. Didn't play on a big-name travel ball team. Didn't go to a big-name college. Learned how to pitch from watching YouTube videos and found her best friends in Moraga, California.
She was very candid with us, talking about her journey as a pitcher, obviously a senior, the conference pitcher of the year, and there was so much love, number one, for her teammates, but she said, I did not enjoy pitching until my sophomore, maybe the end of my sophomore year.
Hard to left, over a leaping Lara, who plays it off the wall, and Des Rivera has a 2-out double. Right off the bat, with the angle of the sun, that looked like it was a difficult ball to play for the experienced left fielder.
Yeah, there's some weird shadows that are happening in the infield so that you can just tell the sun angle right now is tough. Misreading a little bit, but either way, hit very well by the senior catcher, Des Rivera.
Fourth time up, Morgan Stiles. Wave and a miss against Vasquez. (5-0) Mississippi State. 3 outs away from their 2nd trip to a super regional. As Alyssa Faircloth has limited St. Mary's to 2 hits today. She struck out 13 after throwing a no-hitter yesterday. She's not the type of pitcher who needs to be left alone in big moments. She wants to have a vibrant joy throughout the dugout, and her success is the team's success. 3-2 from Vasquez. St. Mary's staring down the end of the road here. For so many, a lifelong dream fulfilled. The chance to play in the NCAA tournament. Win not only their first, but their second ever in this postseason. One big swing, a defining one. 5-0 on Tatum Silva's second career home run. 3 outs to get for the Bulldogs. There are 3 outs that stand between Mississippi State and their second trip to Super Regionals. 5-0 is the lead for the Bulldogs, who beat St. Mary's on Friday, helped eliminate Oregon yesterday. And the star of the show, both yesterday and today, Kenzie, has been Alyssa Faircloth.
And I was kind of wondering who Mississippi State was going to throw, because Faircloth did go the distance yesterday with that no-no, but you just can't deny the hot hand. Facing a little bit of adversity, lost her control in the 5th with the back-to-back walks, but then was able to, of course, find that strikeout and get out of the jam. And of course, this is when also fatigue will set in a little bit. Back-to-back full games. She's been splitting this season pretty evenly with Peja Gould.
So each of the 2 remaining games on the West Coast, it's a fly out to right. One away here, the last chance for St. Mary's. Each of these last 2 games are down to what could very well be the last half innings, as UCLA, which led 6-2, now in the bottom of the 6th, is up 15-1 over South Carolina. A 9-run 6th inning for the Bruins. Swing and a miss. Faircloth against Cervantes, who walked her last time up in the 5th.
Did I see that Megan Grant hit her 40th home run?
You did.
Oh my goodness.
It'd be amazing if she was only good at one sport, but it's basketball too.
One of those things where if you're good at one thing, you're just good at everything, and no need to save any for the rest of us. She's such a stud. That'll be a Player of the Year, top 3 finalist, you would think.
And an easy choice. So it looks like it'll be UCLA against UCF in Supers. And Cindy Ball Malone taking her team there for just the 2nd time. And then here Mississippi State with 2 more outs. will go to Oklahoma next weekend. Those two teams did not meet during the SEC regular season. 2-2 to Cervantes. Strike three once more. 14 strikeouts sets a new single-game NCAA tournament record for Alyssa Faircloth at Mississippi State.
Love that deep breath there. One more out to get.
Nobody has struck out more than 14 in any game, regular season or postseason, in a Bulldog uniform. It was a season of new heights for St. Mary's. Their first and second NCAA tournament wins. A program high for victories. Had their longest winning streak ever. Their most wins over ranked opponents. And they'll be able to walk off the field keeping their heads high.
Coming down to a senior here, Taylor Lane. Everyone is taking big breaths. Alyssa Faircloth, she's taking a big breath. Taylor Lane resetting herself.
The 3-2 pitch is a dribbler to first, and pitching paves the way for Mississippi State. The Bulldogs cruise their way through the Eugene Regional, and they are going to Supers for the second time. The Oklahoma Sooners are up next for Mississippi State.
And the way that they did it, back-to-back shutouts. Yesterday, the no-hitter, and then Alyssa Faircloth just does it again. Keeps the ball. You have to ride the hot hand. Peja Gould threw very well on Friday. She had a lot of strikeouts in her performance, and everyone knows how good this pitching staff is for Mississippi State. They will take you as far as they can go, and I will put this pitching staff against anyone in the country. These are two of the best, and Alyssa Faircloth is peaking at the right time. And so how good is it that their offense supported their pitchers in the way that they did?
The end of the college career for Odie Vasquez comes today. Two-time West Coast Conference Pitcher of the Year. Led St. Mary's where they had never been before.
Just so much to be proud of. History for the Gales this weekend. Went ahead and won their first ever NCAA tournament and then said, we're not done. We were satisfied being here. We were satisfied trying to get to a final and advance to a super. It's been a program record year for Coach Ricketts. Most wins in a season under her watch.
Let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance. It's no surprise, it's Alyssa Faircloth who struck out 14.
Find me a hotter pitcher in the country right now. She is spinning it so well. Of course, the changeup, that is her best pitch. But when her rise ball is jumping like that, it is just not fair to hitters. And she has everything rolling. I was wondering if the fatigue would settle in for her. It did not. Back-to-back dominant performances in the circle for the junior.
Over the course of the weekend, 15 2/3 innings, just 2 hits allowed, 26 strikeouts on the weekend for Alyssa Faircloth, who now joins us down the third baseline. Alyssa, I want to go back to Thursday when we chatted getting ready for this weekend. You told us you felt like after that first weekend or the first inning against Tennessee, you belonged in the SEC. How do you feel now, given what you've done here in the NCAA tournament?
I feel amazing. I mean, all the hard work, all the early mornings, everything is paying off, and I'm just having fun out here and just enjoying every second of it.
Alyssa, where do you feel like you've grown the most from when you first stepped on campus to throwing a no-hitter yesterday and then getting the ball again today?
My mentality, you know, I went out there with all the confidence in the world, and I know that my teammates and my coaches have all the confidence in me, so that also helps a lot. So just going out there together as a unit.
What did it do for you when your senior Nadia Barbary hit that 2-run shot in the first inning?
Oh my goodness, it feels amazing. I love when they get ahead fast because it takes all the pressure off of me, and then I don't have to worry about it, and all the weight of the world is off my shoulders.
There are a lot of young girls who are watching you succeed this weekend. You started your career at a mid-major. You're now in the SEC. What's your message about believing in yourself?
Oh my goodness, a lot. I would just say, you know, not everybody's path is going to be the same. You know, some people go JUCO, some people go mid-major. You know, it doesn't matter. I would not trade my mid-major days for anything because I would not be able to do what I'm doing right now without those 2 years there. And I'm so grateful for those 2 years there. But just don't compare your journey to anybody else's and just stay your own path and have the confidence in yourself.
Well, your journey continues to Super Regionals. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
As our game concluded concurrently, so did UCLA's dominant romp over South Carolina. 15-1 the final score there. It's UCLA taking on UCF, and Mississippi State will go head-to-head with Oklahoma next weekend.
Mississippi State, one of the 3 unseededs going to the Supers, so really cool for the Bulldogs. They were on this stage a couple of years ago in 2022. I wonder if some broccoli will be making its way to Norman. We'll see next weekend.
For those just joining the Mississippi State journey this weekend, their previous good luck talisman was a show horse named Pony that came from their preseason team talent show. But perhaps the vibes of Broccoli Guy will carry them on a high note into next weekend. Nevertheless, it's their second Super Regional ever, and they look as good as they have all year. For our entire crew, my partner Kinsey Fowler, I'm Mike Cousins, saying so long. Keep rocking and rolling in, everybody.